After the Orrs and several other families left Honduras, they disbanded the English-speaking group, and we began to attend the regular Spanish ward. Soon after, they made me the second counselor in the primary presidency. And when it was my time to do sharing time, I knew that I could not do it without the Lord's help. In response to my prayer, I received an idea. And I knew that using this idea for sharing time, my sharing time would be awesome. So I would tell the story of Nephi and the brass plates, and then we would have a treasure hunt. And each treasure clue would have both a question and the location of the next clue. The questions would guide the children into understanding how important the scriptures were, that they were more important than gold and silver and precious things, that they were important enough that an angel came and stopped Nephi's brothers from beating on him and Sam, and they were more important than the life of one wicked man. So I wrote everything down, and I had my Spanish teacher correct it. Then I began the long process of memorizing the story in Spanish, so I could tell it well. That week, as I was washing dishes with Tom, he asked me, "Mom, are there any miracles in our church today?" And I replied, "Yes, Tom. As a matter of fact, there is going to be a miracle in primary this coming Sunday." And he looked at me questioningly, and I said, "You know how noisy the kids are normally in primary." And he nodded his head yes. And I said, "And you know how I don't hear very well, and how horrible my Spanish is." And he nodded his head even bigger. And I said, "Well, I've been asked to do the sharing time this Sunday in primary, and I've been praying that it would go well, and that the children would be quiet, and that I would be able to hear their responses." Well, his eyes got big, and he looked really worried. But that Sunday, the sharing time went without a hitch. The children sat quietly while I told the story, and then they got involved in the treasure hunt. And miraculously, I was able to understand their responses to the questions, at least well enough to tell if they were right or wrong. And then the last clue came. Look for the treasure in Sister Kohler's hands. And I said, "Más importante de el oro y la plata, lo suficiente importante para que un ángel venga y ayuda, más importante de la vida de un hombre malvado." Later that day at home, I asked Tom if there had been a miracle in primary, and he had to admit that there had been.